Hello, everyone. Most people move into a new apartment hoping for a fresh start, a cleaner slate, a quieter life. But for one couple, Evan and Marissa, their new place became the kind of story that keeps landlords awake at night and makes neighbors close their blinds after dark. It started the day they signed the lease. The building wasn't special, just an older two-story structure tucked behind a hardware store and a laundromat. The kind of place that still had rust-colored radiators and windows with paint so thick they barely shut. But it was affordable, and for two 24-year-olds just trying to get by, affordability can overshadow almost anything. The landlord, a short, fidgety man named Carson, showed them in with forced enthusiasm. He talked quickly, like someone trying to keep a secret behind his teeth. "Sound travels a little in this place," he said. "Old building. Just don't be surprised if you hear creaks, pipes, that sort of thing." Evan joked. "As long as the ghosts pay rent, it's fine with us." Carson didn't laugh. He just swallowed, handed them the keys, and left faster than seemed polite. For the first few days, everything felt normal. Boxes everywhere, leftover fast food containers on the counter, the usual chaos of settling in. The unit was small but cozy. One bedroom, a skinny hallway, a living room with a drafty window, and a carpet that had definitely seen better days. It wasn't until the third night that the noises started. They weren't the typical old building sounds. These were subtle, soft, almost intentional. A faint dragging, a rhythmic tapping, always at the same time. A little after 2 a.m., Evan assumed it was the downstairs neighbor, but there was no downstairs neighbor. Their unit was on the ground level. The only thing below them was dirt, or so they thought. The discovery happened by accident. Marissa was rearranging living room furniture. She hated how the couch blocked the window, and while dragging one corner of the carpet, she noticed something strange. A clean line in the floor, a perfect rectangle hidden beneath the fabric. She called Evan over, confused. The two of them pulled the carpet back farther, dust rising into the air, and revealed what the landlord never told them. A wooden trapdoor, no lock, just a metal ring latch, dulled by age. It didn't make sense. The building plans they'd seen online showed nothing below ground. No storage, no crawl space, definitely no basement. Marissa thought it was cool. "Maybe it's extra space," she said, "for tools or holiday stuff." Evan didn't share her enthusiasm. Something about the door felt wrong. The wood was too new, like someone installed it recently, even though the apartment itself was decades old. And there were faint scratches around the edges, as if the door had been forced shut many times. They decided not to open it that night. Just put the carpet back and forget it. But forgetting wasn't an option. At 2 o'clock, Evan woke to a sound directly beneath the bed, a slow dragging along the floorboards. It was the same noise they'd heard the previous nights, except this time, it wasn't somewhere under the living room. It was inches below him. He froze. He didn't wake Marissa. He didn't speak. He just listened as the dragging moved, traveled, and stopped directly beneath the bedroom doorway. Then there were 3 taps against the floor, sharp, measured, like someone knocking from below. The morning couldn't come fast enough. When the sun finally came up, they pulled the carpet again. The trapdoor hadn't moved, but it felt different, warmer to the touch, like someone had been holding it from underneath. This time, Evan insisted they call the landlord. Carson arrived within an hour. He walked in, saw the exposed door, and immediately stiffened. "You weren't supposed to remove the carpet," he said. His voice cracked slightly. "You didn't tell us there was a basement." Evan said, trying to stay calm. There isn't, Carson replied too quickly. It's sealed off. Has been for years. Just put the carpet back. It's safer that way. He wouldn't explain why. Wouldn't tell them what was down there. Wouldn't even step closer to the trapdoor. Before leaving, he gave one final warning. If you hear anything, ignore it. Then he walked out. That night, ignoring wasn't possible. At 2 o'clock, both Marissa and Evan woke to the same sound. Someone breathing under the floor. Not fast, not panicked. Just steady, human breathing, like someone lying flat on their back, directly beneath them. They heard it in the hallway next, then the living room, then the faint rattle of the trapdoor's metal latch being lifted, slowly, deliberately. Evan grabbed a flashlight and stepped into the living room, heart pounding. The carpet bulged slightly, as if something underneath was pushing upward. Marissa whispered, "We should get out, right now." But Evan, shaking, whispered back, "What if someone's stuck down there?" He knew it made no sense. No one could get into an underground room. That didn't exist on any blueprint. Still, someone was there. They pulled the carpet aside one last time. The metal ring on the trapdoor trembled gently, like someone was holding it from below. Evan took a breath and lifted it. The door opened with a slow groan, dust raining down from decades of disuse. Below was a short wooden staircase, vanishing into pitch black. A smell drifted up, stale, earthy, and oddly sweet. Marissa stayed behind while Evan climbed down, his flashlight cutting a narrow beam through the heavy darkness. The basement was bigger than expected. A wide, open room with cement walls and a dirt floor. Old furniture scattered around, as if placed for an audience. A rocking chair, a dresser, a metal folding cot, all dusty and untouched. But the Polaroids, those were fresh. Dozens of them pinned to the walls. Each photo taken from inside the apartment's living room, kitchen, and bedroom. All at night. All showing Evan and Marissa asleep, eating, or simply existing in their new home. Someone had been down there watching them since the day they moved in. Some photos were taken from angles that didn't make sense. Angles that would require someone to be standing inside the walls. Evan's breath caught when he reached a final cluster of Polaroids. These were different, taken from somewhere deeper in the basement. Not of the apartment above, but of a small tunnel at the back wall. A tunnel Evan hadn't noticed yet. Then he heard it. A soft, shuffling movement behind him. He turned the flashlight. The beam shook violently as he raised it. A shape crouched at the entrance of the tunnel. Pale, thin, long-limbed, with eyes reflecting the light like an animal. It wasn't hiding. It had been waiting. The creature, or person, shifted slightly, revealing that its arms were scratched and raw, as if it had spent years crawling through walls and narrow shafts. Its voice was barely human when it whispered, "Don't go. They always leave. But you came down." Evan stumbled backward, flashlight bouncing wildly across the floor. He scrambled up the stairs, slammed the trapdoor shut, and shoved the couch over it as Marissa pulled him away in tears. They didn't stay another minute. They packed what they could and left the building in the middle of the night. Didn't call the police. Didn't confront the landlord. They just ran. By the time authorities searched the unit days later, the basement was empty. The Polaroids were gone. The furniture below had vanished. The tunnel Evan saw had been filled in with fresh dirt, like it never existed. But the trapdoor, that was still there, and the carpet had been neatly placed back over it. The landlord moved new tenants in less than a month later. If they ever heard dragging sounds beneath their floor, no one knows, because that building has a way of keeping its secrets buried. One thing is certain: someone or something still lives down there, watching, waiting, and listening through the floorboards when the world goes quiet around 2 a.m. If that story made you think twice about the place you live, you're not alone. No one ever figured out who or what was down there, and the basement under that apartment is still sealed to this day. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night.